All righty. Before we get started here, let me make sure I have everything good to go. Let's make sure all my viewers are live.
Can you send me the photo?
Yeah, I'll send some stuff, Kevin. So, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to. Stop what you're doing right now! FIU football just took down the Owls, baby! We've waited a long time for this, haven't we, Kevin? Haven't we waited so long to say these words? FIU takes down that school from Boca Raton. FIU beats them. The Panthers did it, ladies and gentlemen. 38-28. Your final scores.
Woo!
Woo! Ain't that right, Kevin? If you think I'm overly gassed for the outcome of this game, wait till you see all the celebrations that everyone's doing right now who are the FIU faithful, including hopefully everyone here watching. So let's settle down for a second. Let's breathe. And let's figure out where to go from here. So hang on. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. It's listen, I'm credentialed media. I'm not allowed to go too crazy in the press box, but this might be, let me just unplug my microphone. It's not working anyway. This might be one of the most emotional moments for me as not just someone who covers the FIU Panthers, but a general fan of the team, to see them finally overcome their biggest rival and in dominant fashion, as it would turn out. Don't let that final score fool you. It really should be 21-38, but they got a little lucky there at the end. I need to calm myself down now. Whew. Whew. If you have any comments, if you have anything, any jokes you want to say on any of our platforms, I'm listening. I see them. This is a show for celebration, and we might do more stuff tomorrow to just take this in, because we certainly don't want to spoil our mood with whatever's going to go on at Hard Rock Stadium tomorrow at 1 o'clock when the Dolphins take on New England. But I digress. Enough talk about them. But the FIU Panthers, let me actually say the final score, by the way. It's 38-28 in favor of the Panthers over the Owls in what was a back-and-forth affair in the first half that turned into a boat race in the second half. Kevin's asking for a photo. What photo? Might be a photo from one of our fine photographers, Albert Palacio, who for Lemon City. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We got a great photo, Kevin and I, with the Shula Bowl trophy. So, yeah. Alrighty then. Enough of that. Let's see here. Lightning 1115 FAU. Find another university? I like it. Picasso. But keep it going here, everybody. Pour them in. I mean, we'll talk more maybe later, but this is a day of celebration, which, I mean, thank gosh it actually is that we can sit here and celebrate of a Shula Bowl win. And the greatest win I ever saw live, I think it still has to be the win over Miami in 2019 at Marlins Park or Lone Depot Park, whatever. That has to be my best feeling after a win, that we actually beat Goliath as David. But to take down Florida Atlantic, a team that FIU hadn't beaten since I was in like middle school, is such a surreal feeling that I don't know if I'll forget about for like years to come, unless, I don't know, they do it again next year. You never know. So for all that to happen is absolutely incredible. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier, it was a tough, close, stressful game in the first half. And then in that third quarter, FIU literally ran away with the game. They ran away and boat raced this FAU defense who had no answer to Keyshawn Owens and this FIU offense. The fourth quarter, I think the Panthers made it a little harder on themselves in the fourth quarter with how they turned the ball over. Obviously, that blocked punt and then going for it at the end there instead of just like kicking the field goal. I would have kicked the field goal at that final drive when they were like at the 3-yard line. I would have kicked 3. But I digress. So let's actually talk about it like with our biased glasses off and actually just talk about what we witnessed in this game. Caden Veltkamp, he looked good against Florida A&M. He looked bad against Maryland, and today he looked kind of bad against an FIU secondary that hunted this man down. 3 interceptions on the day. My gosh. How about that? 3 interceptions? Come on, Veltkamp. What are you doing? I started to get Central Michigan flashbacks, Panther Nation. If you know, you know. So the defense was absolutely incredible in the third quarter. They did not give a single inch to the Owls. Stopped them on 4th down numerous times. The FAU ended up going 2 for 6 on 4th down, which is nuts. How good this team has been on 4th down against Bethune, against Penn State, and now against Florida Atlantic. This defense, which is a consistently good squad, plays their best when it's 4th down and they can end a drive. The defense gave up a lot of big plays in the first half, but did they give up any in the second half? I don't think so. They did not give up a single monster play that really changed the outcome of the game in the third and fourth quarters, which is beautiful. They adjusted. I don't think they could have adjusted any better coming out of the locker room at halftime. The defense, bravo. You guys pinned Florida Atlantic just about every single drive there in the second half. And FIU, they got a passing touchdown! Let's go! Alex Perry gets the long ball from Kiwan. Absolutely awesome to finally see Kiwan get that monkey off his back and finally drop a dime that goes into the end zone. Players stayed injury-free. You're absolutely right. I know FAU had to deal with a couple of injuries there. And I mean, I know there are rivals, but you never like to see these college players go down like that. I mean, they could be future Dolphins, so you never like to see that happen. FAU got hit with the injury bug in the second half a little bit. FIU thankfully did not. So Jenkins looked good. 18 for 24, 184 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. And I think he was sacked once. So he looked good. But I think the story of the game was that FIU's running game. Once again, Keyshawn Owens, 173 yards, 19 carries. I think he had 8 carries in the first half. In the second half, he got 11 and absolutely flew by Florida Atlantic's defense. Got 2 touchdowns. Jenkins with a rushing touchdown, Carey with another rushing touchdown, and Alex Perry catches the lone touchdown through the air for the Panthers. So, what a day. By the way, this was the breakout game for McGuire Anderson. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know who he was, now you do. 5 catches, 81 yards. He was cooking that Owls secondary today. He had a monster game that no one expected. So great to him. And again, it's the story of the first 2 games. Nothing changes today. Look at the list of players that caught passes today. McGuire, Keyshawn, Perry, Samaj Demps, Kyle McNeil, Dallas Payne, Braden Staden, Justin Kian. He went to an Ivy League school. Devontae Lyons, Christian Langford, first play of the game. And Anthony Carey, though that last one was kind of unsuccessful, but whatever. Carey got 8 yards, 7 carries, and a score. He did his part. Don't you forget it. And they're what else I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. FAU's best weapons on offense were hushed down in the second half. Easton Messer wraps up with 64 yards and a tutty. Jamari Sands, 105 yards, but no score. And Veltkamp, like I said, terrorized by this Panthers secondary. That whole second half. It was beautiful to see. And, I'll say this now. Shout out to all of you that stayed. Again, I gave a shout out to all the FIU faithful that stayed after the first game against Bethune, despite the weather. you all did it again today, and it was really needed to apply some stadium pulse on the FAU team, and it worked. So you guys were amazing, just as much as the team was amazing in the second half. And FIU is now 2-1 with a matchup against a good Delaware team who just beat UConn in overtime earlier today. That's another team we have to play later this season. You guys were absolutely incredible. The team was incredible. Coach Simmons was incredible. This is definitely one of the most feel-good feelings I've ever felt after a Panthers win. And I hope you all are feeling the same on your drive home if you're watching this live or if you're rewatching this later. My voice already feels a little shot. I don't know how I'm going to be talking tomorrow. I don't know. We might do a Spaces tomorrow night, talk a bit to anyone who wants to talk. But I don't know. We'll think about that. So the Panthers stayed pretty penalty-free in the second half as well. FAU got a little sloppy, and they got a little not nice with a couple of unsportsmanlike penalties here and there, which FIU, credit to Willie Simmons, they didn't retaliate. They didn't want to show them who's the tougher guy. They took those free opportunities from the Panthers in stride, and that was a big part of why they were so successful in this game. They let FAU break by themselves. They did not break with the assistance of the Panthers, which results, they always get the second guy when it comes to retaliation penalties. FIU didn't do any of that nonsense, and the result was what you saw, especially in that second half. That second half, that third quarter might be one of the greatest quarters of football FIU has ever played. I'm not even joking. That third quarter was beautiful. It was so good. If FIU can play like they played in the third quarter, we might not lose another game. All right, let me calm down here. It feels so good. It feels so good. Absolute euphoria after a win like this. And oh yeah, if you're somehow an FAU fan watching this, I'm sure you saw the video that the Paws Up podcast posted on all socials. It was collabed with Athletics on IG. Yes, that 51-second meme video was made by me. Yes, it took, with all edits and drafts, about 3 hours to get done. But is it my magnum opus of content creation? I'd like to say yes, and I'm so happy we actually got to drop that. Because, a lot of you loud FAU faithful needed a little bit of humbling, and hopefully that video gave you guys a bloody lesson. But no, I think we'll wrap it up here. I don't know how much more I want to talk because it's 1:34 a.m. right now. Thanks, Lightning. We love it. Panthers in 5. So, just an amazing win for FIU. It's one that I hope none of you forget anytime soon, because I certainly won't. And to everyone who stayed, watched through it all, you were gifted with a treat. And, make sure you're back next week to help these Panthers as they begin conference play against Delaware. We'll have our Paws Up preview. We'll have the Feathers and Field Goals podcast from Delaware to talk to them about the Blue Hens, the Fighting Blue Hens, and, all the content coming as we usually drop these weeks during the football season. Thank you guys so much for all the support and love. It really means the world to us. So I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll leave you guys with the video in case you haven't seen it already to close up shop here. But I am Jake Gibson speaking for Kevin Barral, who made a brief cameo at the start of this post-game show. Thank you guys so much. And Paws Up, Boken!
We've literally belted y'all in every sport this year, please. Respectfully, shut the hell up and stop using us for clout.